These are the most beautiful words you have read today, perhaps ever in your life. You're scared to read on because these words and their order are too good. On other days, you are scared to read certain things because they are crap. Daily, you wonder about your influences. Either way, it's hard to define yourself as a reader and lover of books because you often shut books with a bang. And this is a poem. This is one of my last ones that are my note poems. And it's about when you, whether it's a pair of shoes or a pair of jeans or a piece of art or, I don't know, a skateboard, you see it in a shop and you kind of contemplate, should I buy this? Should I take this home with me, make it part of my life? And you decide not to. And how you always regret that you never brought that thing home with you, and you kind of remember it's special. So, Ewan collects toy instruments because he's a musician. I wish I had bought him that toy accordion in Mexico City in 2003. It was green and white and was made of paper and plastic. The sound that came from it was terrible. Hee-haw! But it made me laugh and think of my friend, the musician, Ewan. It made me think of a flashcard of a horse and then a donkey. The accordion was expensive and the vendor wouldn't budge. The market was teeming. The things we wish we had bought are memorable to us. As for the seller, she has forgotten me. If I had added the phrase, I hope, it would change the story completely. I hope the vendor has forgotten me would change the story completely. And if I added the detail about the egg and how it spoke to me under the blue tarp, you would be lost, yolk dribbling from your lips like in a dream. There we go. Those are my poetry notes.
I went on a little mini writing retreat to Gibson's, and I was sitting on the beach with like a little bonfire and a bottle of wine, and I decided to do some writing, and was feeling a little bit bitter and perhaps cynical at the time, let's say.
Never.
Okay, and excuse the profanity in advance. Forgiveness is hardly a part of our culture, long assumed under the domain of religion. Now transcending toward free-thinking spirituality, if any at all, our culture is oriented around power and indebtedness. Forget the sun, insurance companies make our world go round. No one does nothing before the fine print gets signed and liabilities are wavered. Who knows, someone could stub a toe on the front steps or spill a hot beverage on their lap when it's not a comfortable temperature to be on someone's fucking lap yet. And do you think the bitch forgave the injustice of inadequate signage on the fucking cup? Nah, the lawyers scribbled it down to some decent windfall for her, and now every cup has a disclaimer informing potential drinkers that their hot beverage is indeed hot. If I had my way, it would read, danger, allow contents to cool to a suitable temperature before satisfying impulse to wear on lap. You stupid, opportunistic bitch. No one forgives these days. Insurance doesn't cover it.
That's great.
Wonderful.
I love that.
And you mentioned you wanted a dog.
Yes. We've got 2 dogs in the background.
Oh boy. Censor. Censors.
They're just playing. They're not doing.
Playing. Yes. You're being friendly. It's about one of my old neighbors back when I first moved here, when I moved into New Westminster. My neighbors who didn't speak very good English, and I never did figure out what his real name was. It's called River Dog. His name is not Andre. He lives on the top floor with one roommate and a dog, Leviatz, named for a river in the homeland. When he arrived in Canada, he shared a house with 8 others. Too many hands, too many voices, 1 kitchen, 1 bathroom, 100 daily curses and prayers. Leviatz sits at his feet and watches as he speaks, watches with a quiet, quiet dignity. I am so pissed off. the man says, his spectacles reflecting headlights and stoplights and starlight. They will not let me run my dog in the park. I come to Canada for freedom, and they tell me I must keep my dog on a chain and not let him run in the park at midnight.
Hey, did you guys see Brad Cran just walk by with a baby? There he is. Can you believe it? Poetry reading, Brad.
Are you really?
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Yeah. No. It's
What you doing
for Warren's poetry.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Most people are aware, American writer Kurt Vonnegut died on the 11th of April. And my wife is a very big Kurt Vonnegut fan. And in fact, this past month she's been rereading all of his books. And so in honor of Kurt, I've been posting the commercial drive area. Kurt Vonnegut quotes, and then a little piece that I wrote for Kurt Vonnegut. Another flaw in the human character is that everybody wants to build and nobody wants to do maintenance. That's from Hocus Pocus. A purpose of human life, no matter who is controlling it, is to love whoever is around to be loved. Sirens of the Titan.
It's beautiful. Can you
Yeah.
read that again? It's just so pretty.
A purpose of human life, no matter who is controlling it, is to love whoever is around to be loved. From Slaughterhouse-Five. How nice to feel nothing and still get full credit for being alive. And there was a number of really great quotes from speeches and other things. Those who believe in telekinesis, raise my hand. Love that one. Yeah. And we are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful what we pretend to be, from Mother Night. And also from Hocus Pocus, just because some of us can read and write and do a little math, that doesn't mean we deserve to conquer the universe. And like so many Americans, she was trying to construct a life that made sense from things she found in gift shops. Also from Slaughterhouse-Five. So it goes. When you're dead, you're dead. Make love when you can. It's good for you. It's a quote from Kurt Vonnegut. Death is a once-in-a-lifetime event, and as death is the period at the very end of our life sentence, and old age but a comma, I'll try to keep this short and simple. I'll avoid the use of overused metaphoric references to sunsets and curtains closing and things going to sleep, all those signs of the last exit. This poem will only say, Kurt Vonnegut is in heaven now, his own joke.
I'll read something from my snatch.
Background music.
Yeah. This is not an ambulance. Every other one, we've had an ambulance go by, but this time we have an ice cream truck.
No silence in this one.
Yeah.
It's called Accident. It's dark outside, heading home, 60 clicks down the freeway, a fit of police lights ahead. We decide to turn off, take the long way home. Our daughter's dormant, finally in the back seat, all trip preoccupied with the fives game. They begin with everything, 5 cities, 5 numbers, 5 cars, 5 names, the potential to travel anywhere, meet anyone. When the dice roll, each sum strikes out possibility. Our 12-year-old now destined to marry David, birth 3 children, drive a Corvette to Jamaica. The baby of the family just turned 8, a childless widow barely scraping by in a loft in Tokyo. And me, their mother, only yesterday in Barnes & Noble, intrigued by the teens crowded around the book, The Secret Language of Relationships, looking up birth dates, checking compatibility. It doesn't surprise me we are meant to be with one another. Entering our neighborhood, the girls awake, an alarm of familiarity, slow car reaching home.